is people are charging, $3,000 to $10,000 just to build a website. And back in the day, it did cost that. People did have to do a lot of coding and a lot of work to build a website. But nowadays, you don't have to do all that coding. So I'm going to show you a simple way of how to build a website and then also a blog and how to properly blog. All right, so some sources to go ahead and build your website on. It's pretty funny. I just realized they all start with a W and then it gets lower and lower, so it's like a backwards triangle. Okay. So you can use WordPress, which is a very common site. If you're a beginner at building a website, I wouldn't really recommend it just because it can be kind of confusing. There's plugins that you can add, but if you're pretty advanced and you want to add these plugins, definitely use WordPress. It's a great site. Weebly is another site that I highly recommend because you can go ahead, drag and drop things. It's very easy for somebody that's a beginner. And the thing that's important about when you are a beginner at building a website is you want something that's easy. So then when you see your marketing tactics and you go through your Google Analytics, you can see, okay, this page is working, this page isn't working, I need to change this and this. And if you don't know how to change that, you're going to be screwed, or you're going to have to pay somebody else to go ahead and do it for you. So that's why I recommend choosing a source that's really easy to use, such as Weebly, Weebs, or Webs, and then also Wix. These are sources where you go ahead, you just choose a theme. Weebly, you drag and drop the stuff that you need, and I'll show you. And then Webs and Wix is just literally you choose a theme, put in your information. And the only thing is you can't really change the theme too much unless you get into the coding. But all four hosts and websites here are great sources to build your website on. So I'm going to show you an example of how to build it with Weebly. All right, so you would just go to Weebly.com, or if you want the WordPress one, you go to WordPress.com. You would go ahead, sign up for free, and then you choose a theme. So you can go ahead, see the themes here to choose from. Very simple. Once you have, so say you like this theme, for example, you go ahead, just choose the theme, and then it's already set up for you. So then once you sign into your website, you would go ahead, come up to a thing like this where it has your sites listed. You would just hit edit. It's going to bring you to your website theme that you choose. Alrighty, and here's your website. So say, for example, I wanted to add a picture. You would just hit image here. You drag it over, and then it pops up an image screen. You would just click it, upload image, and then you upload your image. Say I want text. I would just go ahead, put a text box down here. You can do a little bit of code if you have a code. So say, for example, in some of my other trainings, I showed you like a Pinterest code or something like that. For example, you can put that in there, or also your email autoresponder. You can do YouTube videos, documents, buttons, contact forms, all sorts of things. You can change them around, move them, exit them out. You can do several things with this. So it's that easy to build a website nowadays. And then once you're done, you would just hit publish, and bam, you have your website published. So that's pretty cool. That's how to set up a website. Very easy. And then I'm now going to show you how to set up your blog and then how to properly design your blog. So it's user-friendly, and then it's also able to help generate you leads. So some sources I like to use for creating a blog is I like Kalatu Premium Blogging Platform. Highly recommend it. And then you can also, just like I showed you on Weebly, you can create a blog that way, or if you're using WordPress or Wix, you can add a blog page in there as well. So I'll show you both, for example. So if I wanted to create a blog using Weebly, I would go to Pages, I would go to Add Blog Page, and then bam, save and edit, and I have a blog page. That literally took a second to create a blog. Isn't that crazy? Alrighty, so you can add something if you want for your author or something, stuff on the side. And then to go ahead and create the blog, I would just drag it over. Or if I wanted new content. So if I wanted to go ahead and create a blog, I would just hit New Post. Put my post title. And then I would go ahead, drag some text over, write the text, and then I would hit Post. You can also schedule this out, which is a nice technique. I like to get a lot of my posts done out of the way. and then we'll just go out on scheduled times. Alrighty, if you use Kalatu, you'll already have your blog set up for you. They automatically do it. Now I'm going to show you, though, how to properly design your blog page. So on a blog page, you want to make sure you have somewhere that people can click to go ahead and syndicate your content. So for example, up here I have a Google+, Pinterest, Twitter. So anybody can be on this page viewing the content, and if they want to share it on their Twitter, they can just hit the Twitter button. So I have that right up top. I have a picture in the beginning, and then you're going to go ahead and put your content. And then a key thing to also have is, you know, a link to maybe contact you, a link to a certain page that's about your post that you're writing, maybe a picture of yourself, so then people can go ahead and socialize with you. And then I also have suggested articles. So these are articles I already wrote in the past. Somebody can click on it. It will take them to additional articles. Maybe an ad as well. If you're trying to buy, you're trying to sell something, then I put an ad. Again, I have the Google+, Pinterest, Twitter, so somebody can go ahead, share it. I just say, share the post and spread the love. And then also a key thing is that they can go ahead and opt into my email list. So someone can opt in, putting their name and email, and then I have them now in my email autoresponder. And then ways to contact me and another author picture. And then leaving a comment. And that's where you can go ahead and get people starting to be engaged and interact with your content, as well as they're spreading it. It's helping you build your link authority throughout Google as well, which will help rank you in Google. So that's how you want to go ahead and set up your blog. You have a you have a comments area, you have an author area, you also have an email opt-in area, you have your social media posting, you have an ad if somebody needs to buy anything, and then you have suggested articles for other articles that are relating to your article that you post. That's how you would go ahead and create a website, a blog, and then how to properly set up your blog design as well.